Competing in the World Cup for 10 years has been pretty crazy. It's weird looking back as a vet. Like, you don't really think it's gonna come as fast as it does. So, I don't know, I'm just really grateful for the time I've had competing in the World Cup. And I mean, I would say one of my first good results was probably making finals in New Zealand, and that was in 2011. So probably the first year I was doing World Cups, and then I've had a lot of highlights. I mean, making the Olympic team in 2014 through the World Cups, and then after I had a bad knee injury, coming back and doing well at the Locks Open World Cup a couple years ago was awesome. And yeah, hoping to add some good memories this season too. Yeah, the first victories felt pretty surreal. I would say I was not expected to do well at those events, and I didn't expect to do well. I was just kind of riding and kind of had hit that point where I was finally able to hang with the big boys. And yeah, it was weird. It was weird winning. I was very surprised. Making the U.S. team is always really hard. I think something that I try to think about is just doing my best, and I don't care what the other guys are doing. I don't want to see what they're doing. Like, I really try to focus on what I'm doing, and it is a weird dynamic. Like, you see the other guys from other countries, and they've already made their Olympic team, and you're just grinding, trying to make this team. It's kind of a crazy feeling. But at the same time, I think it prepares you for the Olympics really well, because you kind of have this intensity that you have to bring to every contest leading up to the Olympics. So it just sort of provides like a stepping stone to doing well at the Olympics, I think. My sister and I talk to each other a lot. Mostly it's support. I wouldn't say my advice was ever super heated by her when she was in those moments of kind of trial and it, like working out the kinks. And I would say for me, I'm the older brother. I don't want to hear any snowboarding advice from her. So it's kind of nice, like we just focus on more of the mental stuff, and she helps me, talks me down from the ledge, I guess. Yeah, I actually really looked up to Peetu Pirinen when I was younger, which surprises some people, but I remember being young at the Open, and he did this alley-oop rodeo last hit that I was like, oh my God, that is the sickest trick I've ever seen, and I still can't do that trick, which pisses me off. But yeah, from then on, I just cared about style. I wanted to be able to do those slow, cool-looking tricks and be able to do them really big. I want to make snowboarding look fun, and I feel like sometimes that's sort of lost these days. So I really think it's a cool thing to be able to bring, and luckily I've been rewarded for it so far. So yeah, I think it's hard in a different way. You know, you're not chucking, but at the same time, the finesse of being able to do an air to fakie without flailing and do it big and land well, that takes practice and time too. I want to be different, and I've always admired guys that tried to separate themselves, and to me, that's the soul of snowboarding, is self-expression. So I want my run to be different. I don't want a single trick to be the same. And if I do the same trick as somebody else, I want it to look different. I want the style to be my own, and that's something I always strove for. And especially now, as I'm seeing these guys really chucking, it's like that much more important to me.